Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Chael Sonnen recently posted a video to his YouTube channel giving his opinion on whether or not Alex Periera deserves a title fight with Israel Adesanya. Chael had this to say.
Periera, 5 fights, okay. Just beat Sean Strickland, who beat 8 men in a row. He just beat Sean Strickland, who is ranked number 4 in the world. He just beat Sean Strickland, who is the only guy in the top 5, not the first one called, the third one called. We weren't told who those other 2 were. But we do know that 2 other guys in the top 5 were called and said no. And not only did he beat Sean, he didn't get a hand put on him, and he stopped him about 2 minutes. I mean, in fairness, give Pierre... What favor's being done to Pierre? Then I have to hear about the business side. Guys, this fight doesn't work. Do you have any idea the effort that Dana White is going to have to put in this? Now, it's massive. We love it. It is my #1 fight that I want to see for a plethora of reasons, but I could not explain this fight to the little old lady in Iowa and get her to give a goddamn. I couldn't hold up a picture of Periera and have anybody on the street know who he is. I'm not giving him a hard time. It's the relevance to him being new.
Geroge St Pierre says he has no plans to come back to the UFC anytime soon. This doesn't stop fans from asking him if he was to return to the octagon, who he would like to compete against. In a recent Instagram video, George had this to say.
Well, if I would have to come back and fight today, the 3 current fighters that I would have choose to fight, and I won't because I don't want to come back, but if I would have come back, I would want to be the best, so I would hunt the best guys, maybe Usman, Chimaev, and I don't know who's compete against Khabib if he would still be there, but unfortunately for me and for the fans and everybody, that it's not gonna happen because I'm done and I don't miss it at all.
What do you guys think? Will we ever see St. Pierre in the octagon again? And if we did, who would you like to see him face off against? In a recent interview, Jake Paul once again mentioned that he may end up fighting with Conor McGregor at a date in the future.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think for me, fighting a couple more times, continuing to knock some people out, and he has to get active again. You know, who knows when that's going to happen. So I think those 2 things need to happen. And then at some point it's got to happen. You know, why not? He's a businessman. I'm a businessman. And that's, you know, $75 to $100 million for both of us.
Which one would mean more to you? Like, which impossible dream would mean more, Conor or Canelo?
I think Conor and I would be way more exciting, way more electric. I think we're both, you know, more of a showman than Canelo. So just the press conferences and all the shit talk would be absolutely legendary, it'd be historic, and it would be so entertaining for the fans. It would be riveting. You know, people would be on the edge of their seat salivating to see us fight because of how much promotion going into it that we would both bring.
McGregor, on the other hand, took to Twitter and said, "You've done 2 fights and done 70K buys. You're a flop, kid. A nobody." What do you guys think? Will we ever see these 2 face off inside a ring? In recent times, we have seen more of a reply from McGregor, and he's never one to shy away from a large payday. Nate Diaz has 1 fight left on his UFC contract, and the question has remained the same for over a year: who will he fight? He believes the UFC is stringing him along, as he has asked for multiple fights, yet none have come to fruition. Diaz had this to say on the situation in a recent interview with Ariel Helwani.
I asked for who did I ask for? I asked for Luke Gay. I asked for Tony Ferguson. I asked for like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
The whole time I was out, and there was like there was no go on their side. And then they finally offered me the Hamzat, and then I gave a little, and then I was like, all right, well, why not? Let's just get it done with, get it over with. And I asked for the Hamzat fight, and then all kinds of excuses started happening. But remember, I was like, I want December, I want January,
yes.
I want March, these things.
Yeah, I
And
actually
then that,
I went through your Twitter last night all the way back to the Leon Edwards fight, and I counted over 10 instances where it's like December, January, March, where you keep saying, "Give me a fight. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go." And I mean, it's right there. And so it seemed like you kept asking for a fight. I think the question that everyone wants to know the answer to is, why aren't you getting a fight? Why are they not? I mean, you're one of the biggest stars. You're one of the biggest draws in the sport, in the history of the sport. Wouldn't they be excited if that guy wants to fight? Why aren't you getting this fight?
yeah, I was trying to get the show on the road, but they don't want me out of contract, and they're keeping me in, and they're holding me hostage, and I want out.
Dana White has never been shy when it comes to giving lucrative gifts to his closest friends. On Monday night, Instagram footage from the account of his friend Kyle of the Nelk Boys showed Dana giving him a large amount of cash. Check out his reaction.
You get him more.
No. Holy. back to Tootsie's?
Happy birthday. You're welcome.
Kyle also wrote on his Instagram, $250,000 for my birthday from the best mentor and friend I could ever ask for. I didn't know how much money this was until after the video. I am in shock. Thank you so much, Dana White. Whether or not you agree with the accusation of Dana and the UFC underpaying fighters, it's clear that if you are one of his closest friends, you can expect an awesome birthday present. On a recent episode of the Timbo Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley went after Henry Cejudo and Petr Yan on his quest to try and score a big fight in the Bantamweight division. He mentions how Cejudo and Yan are all talk and no action, claiming that they will not accept a fight with him and thinks it's because they're scared.
Now I'm ranked number 9. Only other weasel on here that doesn't is Petr Yan. He said, "Hey, Pink Poodle, call me out if you win." They didn't give me the mic to be able to do that, but it's like I feel like he's just like Henry, dude. It's all talk. Just on Twitter you can talk. Henry doesn't want that fight, or else we could make it happen. Petr, same thing. You know what I mean? It's like
I would be kind of surprised if Petr didn't. I mean,
if he actually wanted to fight. Should I message him on Insta and say, "Hey, it's okay, bud, if you're scared of me"?
Yeah, you might as well.
What should I say to Petr right now, bud?
He's the number 1 guy. You take that out, then
yeah, there's no way little Petr wants that.
What do you guys think? Could Sean O'Malley take on the likes of Petr Yan and Henry Cejudo? And if so, who would you like to see him square up against first? Sean O'Malley also posted a video on social media where he demonstrates how not to eye poke.
I'm going to show you guys basic 1-2s. It's just what we like to do. First of all, hands up. 1-2. 1-2, bring your hands back to your face, and if you want, you can switch stance. 1-2, just 1-2. Make sure you guys, when you punch and you bring your hands back, don't extend your fingers. Always keep your hands closed or hands straight up, never out. Again, 2-1-2, switch stance. 1-2, hands back, fingers closed. Thanks, guys. Thank you, my friend Petr.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, please like and subscribe to MMA Library for the latest UFC and MMA news. We'll see you in the next video.